Hi everyone, Catherine here from SomeOnSleeve.com. I've got the lovely Jane here with me. We were talking a little bit about long distance relationships and dating. And as someone who has actually very little experience in long distance relationships, I asked Jane to share with us some tips, having had some experiences with long distance relationships, having experienced a successful one, as well as a not so successful one or a failed one. So why don't you tell us a little bit?
One.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Jane, and as well as some of your stories about long distance relationships?
Wow, I'm so happy to share that with everybody here today. So it's Jane. I'm from Authentic Energy Transformation Coaching. I don't normally talk about relationship that much, right? But since I'm here with Catherine, you're the dating expert. So I love, just basically pouring my heart out and share my stories with her. And I thought to share with you guys. Long distance. So my current husband, right? We actually started off as a long distance couple about 2 years ago.
Oh wow.
We met actually on a dating app.
Oh.
Okay, we'll mention about the dating app later.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you guys are gonna be busy looking for the dating app now. We met on the dating app, and he was traveling in Asia. So he's actually from Vancouver, and that's how we met. And we decided to just chat. Even though we're from two different cities, two different countries. But long story short, we became a couple and had a lovely 1 year, long distance relationship that led to our marriage, and now we're happily married. And so,
congratulations.
Thank you. So it really worked, right?
Work.
But also at the same time, like Catherine said, I had a not so successful long distance relationship in the past as well. But that was a lovely relationship too. It didn't work out, and I learned a lot from it. So I'm here to share with you guys the 3 tips.
Yes. What are some three tips or red flags that you could share with our audience?
Wow.
For those who are currently in a long distance relationship, or are you in one?
If you want to say yes in the comment below.
Let us know. I know it's actually pretty common nowadays with the internet and meeting people all over the world. Everyone's kind of global nowadays.
For sure. I actually personally know a few couples who actually met online, and then they decide to move to say one country together, or one person moved across the ocean, like me moving from Hong Kong to Canada to be with the other person. So there are a lot of successful cases out there, and don't give up. Okay. So tip number 1. Okay. Tip number 1 is you two are always looking forward to spending time together, whether if it's like the next vacation together, or next time when he or she comes over to your country to see you. Just you can feel it, right? When the other person is equally excited, to plan the trip. You're planning maybe meeting friends or family, or what things you guys are gonna do, right? So that's always a good indication. If say you're the only one who's doing more planning, looking forward to the trip, but that person is like, yeah, whatever, okay, we'll see what happens.
I'll just show up.
Exactly, right? Then that could be a red flag. Is she into me, or am I the only one who's excited about this? So that to me is a big sign, and right, when you're both excited about seeing each other again, because the distance makes the heart grow fonder, right?
Yes.
It is true when you're in the real, when you're with the right person.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Just like any other relationship in the same city, right? So that's my tip number 1. Okay. That's my personal tip, okay, according to me.
What about the second tip?
Second tip, okay. The second tip is constant communication.
Yes.
Everybody's communication is different. Some people like to talk maybe just once a week on the phone. Now with the technology, you guys can Skype, FaceTime, video call all the time. So with my husband, we did video call every day, really. And also, you set up a schedule with each other. Obviously, life gets in the way. Sometimes one of us, will be very busy. And if you're dealing with 2 different time zones, night and day difference, then you just have to kind of communicate with each other what time is good for each other. And there were a few times I remember I was working in Hong Kong, my daytime, I missed the calling time.
Oh no.
I know, right? And I had to I forgot to actually tell my husband. But he was like, oh honey, I'm going to bed, we can chat tomorrow. He remembered actually. So it became like a routine for us, like a sweet routine. It was not a chore. When the communication starts to feel like a chore, then I think it's time. It's a sign for you guys to really evaluate and look at it and go, okay, it's a too much, or should we cut it down, or what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want one-way communication where one person's doing way more than the other.
Exactly. I guess, you know, like from, say, the previous long distance experience, what I have learned is that, you know, when the true love is not there, it could become like, you know, the other person, you know, was not very responsive. You end up being a person who's texting and calling all the time, but the other person is probably not really kind of reciprocating that, or be like, oh, I'm very busy, I don't have time for the call, or, you know, your communication would not be constant, right? So that is the biggest, you know, one of the biggest things, you know, communication.
Absolutely. And then what would be a third tip that you would give?
Oh, third tip?
Is it the most important one, I think?
I think so too. Are you ready for the third tip? Okay. Take a pen and a notebook. All right, write this down. Okay, the third one is, okay, you two have to know, you know, where you're going next. As in, your relationship direction. You know, where is it going to be? Is it going to be like, you know, he or she is coming to your country, your city, or you are going over there, right? And it's actually a good, I'll say, you know, you two have to talk about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Again, it goes back to communication, right? Because when you're in a long distance relationship, your time frame and timeline is slightly different, you know, to say, you know, a relationship that's happening physically in the same city, you know, you can kind of just flow with the energy and go and enjoy the dating for as long as you want, right? But with a long distance, I think you are both kind of like conscious of the time and the distance, and you don't want to waste each other's time. So I guess, you know, at different maybe stages in your relationship, you two will mutually want to talk about, you know, like, okay, where should we go from here, right? Or what maybe some time in the future, one person wants to move over here, or I want to move there, right? You have to talk about it. You might not be able to come up with a conclusion right away, but you have to talk about it. So, you know, like in my case, you know, very early stage in my relationship with my husband, we were dating, we actually talked about the possibility, only just the possibility of who's willing to move to where. And, you know, my husband actually made it very clear to me he would not move to Asia. So it didn't really affect me. So I thought, okay, well, I am flexible. If this is going somewhere, I will move. But I also made it very clear to him that, you know, I would not move country if there was no solid commitment, right? So he knew that, I gotta put a ring on this girl. And, no, that was early days, so I did not imply anything because none of us were sure where this relationship was going. So, you know, like luckily it worked out, and, you know, even along the process, we even talked about like what's next. Where should we go from here? And, you know, one of the trips he actually brought me to meet his parents. Oh wow! Yeah, it was a Christmas trip, so that was lovely. Yeah. So the third tip. Do you guys get that? You know, you have to talk about the future direction, or at least, you know, where is this going? Just like any other relationships as well, where, you know, with a different timeline, you do have to kind of keep that in mind as well. And if only one of you guys is thinking about it, the other person is not responsive, then that could be a red flag, right? Red flag. Yeah, so I hope these 3 tips are helpful.
That's very helpful for us.
Right. So if you are still, you know, in a relationship, long distance relationship, or you're thinking about it, or you're planning to go into one, I hope, you know, what we shared today can be very useful for you.
And keep in mind those 3 tips, and the most important one, which Jane just mentioned, is the third one.
I should have already see a lot of people in front of the camera. Like, I mean, like, you know, when you're watching this, starting, you know, kind of jotting down some notes about how do I open up the whole conversation with my partner tonight. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jane.
No problem. My pleasure. Yeah, you know, we are going to produce more and more amazing content for you guys, especially with this lovely Catherine here. Oh my gosh, she has so many dating, you know, experiences and great advice. So whatever you guys want to hear from her, from us, you know, put them in the comment below.
Yes, let us know in the comments, and we'll try and figure out a talk for it.
Yeah, exactly. Get your questions answered.
Yes.
Great. Thanks so much for watching.
Yes.
And if you're new to our channel, okay, this will go on to Catherine's channel and also my channel. So we're going to put the links. I'll put it on the video, and make sure you go and follow us. If you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Give us a big thumbs up.
Share with all your friends who are in current long distance relationships or thinking of getting into one.
That's great. And hit the notification bell as well. All right, catch you guys next time.
Yes.